Good morning,
Good
Joe.
morning.
Do me a favor. Turn your mic up a little bit,
Okay. Better?
if you could. I appreciate it. Yeah, that's better. That's perfect.
Okay.
Uh,
Forgot
I don't
it's
know.
really low.
That's cool. Is there an adjustment you gotta do on like Geekcast Live where you have to turn it down because you're too loud?
Yeah. I mean, I have on my Roadcaster, I've got a slider, and so for
Oh,
Geekcast
okay.
Live, I usually put it right in the middle, and then for this, I turn it all the way up.
Gotcha. It's gotta be something with the website then, right? Podbean's gotta be like, let's crank that shit all the way up.
Yeah, it could be. I don't know.
I don't know why it was so rough getting up this morning. It was weird that I was so comfortable.
Yeah.
I mean, because normally I'm up by 4:30, 5 o'clock, every morning without an alarm, just like clockwork. And I could always fall back asleep and stuff like that, without a problem. But I don't know, for some reason this morning when I set my alarm for 7 o'clock just to be on the safe side, I snoozed that thing until 7:56.
Nice.
Yeah, I was just
Yeah, same. Well, not
but
7:56, but yeah. I had
yeah, no
one of my cats climbed into bed about 6:30, and about 6:45 he came and laid on my face and purred, and so that was it for me.
Yeah,
not gonna wake up till he moves. What's that?
I hear cats do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cuddly.
Yeah. I want to talk a little bit about family on this show.
Is this our Fast and the Furious turn?
Right.
I know what you're actually talking about, and it's sad, so I had to make a joke.
A drift. it's gonna be quite the drift. And it's weird because I know that I can't explain who it is. I can't talk about who it is because certain reasons, and I can explain that to you when we're not recording. But you'll probably understand on who it is and the relationship with people and why certain things can't be discussed. But fuck it, I'm gonna kind of work around all of it because I do want to talk about this. It's something that's been bugging me for quite some time, and it's weird because it has to do a lot with not only the wedding we went to last weekend, but the funeral that I had this week.
Yeah.
And it's nutty because one of the biggest expressions I hear from family members, not just friends, not just acquaintances you meet throughout life, but family members, is we need to do this more often, or we need to meet under better circumstances.
Right.
And first off, I agree 100%. But it seems like it's easier to say that than people actually doing it. Mm-hmm. And I mean, don't get me wrong. The wedding last weekend was phenomenal.
Yeah, it was a nice wedding.
Even with the the outdoor wedding with the rain, it was only there briefly. Refreshing though.
Yeah, could have been a lot worse.
Oh man, I still believe that she planned that shit. I just want the rain on everybody but me. Because honestly, if anyone told me that venue had sprinklers put in place from the roof just to spray everyone real quick as a joke, first off, I'd be like, oh, well, that's Joe's family. That would make sense.
Right.
And secondly, it just was, the timing was just so perfect with everything.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that, as soon as everyone got out there, it started to drizzle. As right before the bride came out, it stopped.
Yeah.
Greatest joke in the world. Greatest prank ever.
Cousin Jenny's wedding present.
But I mean, it was awesome because first off, like I said, the wedding was beautiful. It was awesome. But also, I got a chance to, see a lot of people that I haven't seen in quite some time. I'm trying to remember the last time I saw most of the family, and I'm thinking it had to be that baby celebration party thing out at
that sounds
Keenan
right.
and Kevin's.
Mhm.
And which is nuts because most of the people that I bumped into, not most, maybe a good handful of them live within like 20 minutes. But
Of you?
it's just yeah, yeah, in 20
Yeah, that
minutes.
sounds right. Yeah.
Cousins. We bumped into a cousin David who we were going to interview this past week, but with everything going on, I completely spaced on it. So we will get him back. It is David, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. We will get David on. I'm going to text him sometime today to see if we can do it next Thursday. If you guys don't remember, David is Joey and I's cousin. He was on a few years back talking about like health and lifestyle, changes and stuff like that. And we kind of just want to get him back on because I wasn't able to be part of that interview, and I can't remember why. I just
I
remember
can't
there was
remember either.
Yeah, I just know I wasn't able to make it. Joey stepped up, took the reins, and did that. So I want to get him back on so we could talk again, trying to figure out what we could do, as in Joey and I, to find ways to commit to the lifestyle changes that we promised ourselves we were going to do, and for some reason, just can't seem to do it. Plus, I don't want to pay for it. Fuck it.
Mhm.
But no, I was able to talk to David, which was awesome. I haven't talked to him in a while. Josh, Ryan, Justin wasn't there, but I don't think I really did. I think I probably had like maybe like 2 conversations with Justin in the 18 years, 19 years I've been around your family. So, but
Sounds about right.
yeah. He doesn't. To me, it doesn't seem like he went out to a lot of family events. I know he stays really busy.
Mhm.
But the biggest ones I was happy to see was obviously Houston and Michael, Jessica. It was awesome to see them and catch up with them. David, Josh, obviously Grace. And why? Oh my God, why is her name slipping my mind? Don't
Kelsey?
tell me. Nah, dang it. Yeah, that one.
Sorry. I was
No, you're
saying
fine.
it as you said, don't tell me.
Yeah, no, for some reason my mind kept thinking Krista. I was like, I know it's not Krista. I know it's a K though. Just the cousins. Obviously the aunts and uncles are always fun to see too and everything. But the cousins were the ones that were like, it's like, like these were not my age range, but still the kids that I grew up with at the family parties.
Yeah.
So it's really cool to see all them, but like again, like a lot of the people that we've talked with, and then bumped into some Masons there too, which was pretty cool, except for, asking me money or whatever. I guess I do owe them.
Yeah, same.
But it was cool to bump into them too because it's been a while since I've been to the lodge. I think the last time I was at the lodge was Papa Wayne's memorial, which again, getting together when somebody passes away rather than something good.
Yeah.
And but yeah, the wake and funeral this week, and I'm not going to talk about who it was for because that's not the important part of it. The important part of it was the people that came together and came and paid respects to them, and it was really cool. The turnout was a lot better than I thought it was going to be, and
Really?
it was weird listening. What's up?
Is it really?
Yeah,
Good turnout. That's surprising.
I know, and that's the weirdest thing, and like it's nothing against them. I know I've had multiple conversations with multiple people about the person who passed away and everything, and obviously a lot of the family, want to talk about like the best of things about the person, and a lot of it I did agree with, as later on in life, that changes they went through emotionally, mentally, and everything to make them a better person. They were 100% right. Just back in the day, you just know a little bit of a different person that you kind of find it hard to believe that people could love somebody like that.
Are we talking about the deceased?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Who else are we talking about? Me?
The deceased's child.
Oh, yeah. No, she's always a
Wasn't
headache.
sure if there was a turn that had gone positive and I missed it.
No. She's always a fucking headache. But yeah, it's just weird because knowing who he was then and who he was at the end, you wouldn't think it's the same person. And I've had conversations with Nick about it, and I've had conversations with other people about it and shit. And it's like when you look at somebody and who they used to be, it's really hard to kind of forget all of those things. But I learned, and I think the biggest thing that helped me through forgiveness, I guess, was finding that belief in God and realizing that to hold on to those feelings, especially when other people who were more affected by those actions didn't hold on to those feelings, didn't hold grudges and stuff like that, moved on. And I was it's just like, if they could do it, why can't I? And I did. And I didn't spend a lot of time with them, but I spent enough time with them to know that they were a different person at the end. And it was a somber moment. It was a sad moment, obviously, when you find out that they passed away. And I never I didn't think being at that funeral, listening to people talk about him, that it was going to be that emotional of a moment for me. I remember talking to some close family members at the end of it, telling them I didn't expect to tear up as much as I did, and I think a lot of it did have to do with the readings that were done. But I can admit that some of it had to do with the person as well. When when of somebody, when somebody's part of your life for so long, I guess it's hard to not feel kind of emotional about the passing.
Mm-hmm.
But it was definitely. It was definitely more of an emotional moment than I expected, especially for myself. And I was wondering what the hell was wrong with me when when I would sit there all teared up and just listening to them talk about him, and the pastor up there telling stories about when they were kids and how they grew up and obviously took two different paths in life and stuff. And seeing he's I've spoken so many times in the course of the last few years that I don't have those really emotional feelings anymore. I tell people how I just don't care about things. I just don't. It's not that I'm cynical. It's just that I was so fed up with being so emotional about things that I just, learned to accept the things that I couldn't control. I wasn't going to dwell on being hurt by things that I can't fix, that I can't, rectify, or whatever word you want to use. And, death is one of the things that you can't control and you can't, overcome and stuff. So I would think that I'd put that in the same category of, girlfriends breaking up with me, losing a job, car breaking down, stuff like that. But I couldn't. And I don't think there's any shame in it. I think it's okay to cry. I think it's okay to admit to cry. I think it makes us human.
Absolutely.
I just don't understand why I did. You know,
Mm.
it's and it was I mean, it wasn't like, you know, I wasn't bawling my eyes out, you know, and shit like that, but you know, I wouldn't mind some asshole to hand me a tissue, but you know, whatever. Um, but it was definitely a bad a bad moment for those close to me who did lose this person, and it was a sad moment for me too, just because like it's because you have the expectations of the progress they were making to get better, and you sit there and you listen to them talk about all these things that they want to do, and all these things that they want to, you know, be able to enjoy out of life and stuff with certain people. And unfortunately, it's cut short. And you know, it's unfortunate. I know a lot of people, especially, you know, a few at the funeral, you know, home, you know, they say it's like, you know, we understand that God has a plan for everybody. They just never understood what the plan is when somebody goes at the time that they go. I don't think there'll ever be an answer for it. And even if it is, I don't think it's ever going to be an answer anyone believes.
Nope.
But I'm just glad that they're in a spot now where there's no more hurt, illness, sadness that they have been facing. I'm in a way happy that they went peacefully, and they were able to do some of the things that they wanted to do, and they were able to spend time with certain people. I wish more families showed up. That I do wish. I know that over the course of the last few years, family drifts apart. More my side than yours. Your family is so close together, it pisses me off.
Yeah, we try to be a little intentional about it. It doesn't always work, but
uh, but that's what I love most about your family, is that you guys don't seem to have any grudges or problems with each other. If you do, you hide it well.
oh, thanks. I was gonna say.
If you do,
I
you
think
hide
they're
it
there.
well.
They're just quiet.
Yeah. Well, it's weird because like a lot of people like will sit there, especially when it comes to siblings, when they're like, you know, I'll do this for mom, I'll do this for dad. You know, they'll have their civil, you know, mindset, you know, because of the parents. But as soon as the parents are gone, I'm out.
Yeah.
I don't see that in your family. I would believe it because Grandma D could be a terrifying person.
Oh yeah,
Could be. She
she can
could
be
be.
very scary.
Yeah.
And I
Like
feel
I
like
mean,
not. I mean, you know, logically, probably not anymore. You
yeah.
know, but we were all when we were kids. There was the you got to sleep sometime. So
Your grandma, or my Grandma D, our Grandma D, terrifies me more right now in a wheelchair than my grandma who could walk has ever did in my life. And she's the sweetest woman in the world. But
yeah.
if she wanted to be angry,
Mm-hmm.
she could get angry.
Yep.
But and the thing is, like she never ever gave me a reason to be terrified of her. She just never
No.
did.
Yeah.
There were just moments where she would get upset because of things kids do.
Yeah.
And you know that. And I think that's why I appreciate more about grandparents and parents more than anything is the ability to use their voice to be disciplinary rather than, you know, hitting a child.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I can't sit here and say I'll never discipline my child if I ever have one. Like I mean, I'm sure I'll spank my child if they do something to the point that deserves a spank. But I mean, like to have somebody be able to use their voice to assert authority and to show a kid that, this is what you need to do, I think that works out a lot more than striking a child.
Yeah.
That goofy holding hand thing, that I neid understood.
Yeah.
Well,
Worked.
if you had
worked.
Yeah, but if you had to think about why did that work? Why did sitting on a couch holding the hand of somebody work as a discipline for you guys? We've almost had to do it. You and I almost had to do it.
Yeah.
One time at Grandma D's and Papa Wayne's house. We didn't have to, but we almost got to that point. But I was thinking, even then, why would holding Joe's hand be a punishment?
Yeah. Because I didn't want to do it.
Okay.
And the combination of not wanting to do it, and it goes on so much longer than a spanking. Because you had to do it until they were satisfied that you were going to get along. And so you have to learn to get along, or else you're going to be forced to get along. And I was like, I don't want to be forced to get along. I'll just get along. It'll be fine.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, because those are the things I never understood that. It's especially for us, because we were going to be told to sit on the couch and hold hands, but we were the ones that were picking on the other one.
Right, yeah. We should have been holding hands with the ones we were picking on.
Yeah, it's we already had a bond. It's I think us holding hands wasn't going to resolve anything. So maybe in that instance it doesn't make sense, but it's just I'm just I was never... I was spanked by my mom. I was spanked by my dad. I don't think I was ever spanked by anyone else, though. So, blessings. But, that just worked for them because I got to a point in my adolescence where that needed to be the next step in discipline because obviously yelling and shit wasn't working. But I don't know. How do we even get on that? Oh, yeah. Grandma D's terrifying if she wants to be.
Yep.
And I think if there was any issues between any of your aunts and uncles and shit like that, I've never seen it, but they could be hiding it well because they're also terrified of Grandma D.
Right. Yeah.
My family has no problem showing that they don't like each other. A lot of it comes down to siblings too, which it's their decisions, their choices. I'm not going to, I'm not going to question their how they want to live their life.
I do feel like at a certain point you're an adult, and if you cannot get along with people, I guess you don't have to. You're an adult. Just don't go. You're allowed to do that. I don't totally understand it.
Mm-hmm.
But I agree. But at the same time, it's okay. If you've given it 40, 50 years to try and it hasn't worked, I guess it's okay to give up. But I hear you. It's weird.
Yeah, it's a lot of, and because I know some of them listen to this show, it's really hard to get into it without feel like their trust is being violated,
or like you're calling somebody out specifically.
Yeah,
listen, exactly. It is about you, person who's listening, who thinks it is 100%, completely 100%. You.
If you thought it wasn't, it totally is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, dude, it's weird, and I had this conversation with Nick, my brother, about siblings are the weirdest relationships in both my sides of my biological parents' family. My dad and his siblings, my mom and her sister, my siblings, and you and your brothers are good. Total opposite people too. You guys astound me. You're all total opposites.
We are so completely different, the three of us. It's so weird.
100%. So weird. Well, maybe it's that difference that really, helped you guys, find a different way to bond, and maybe that's why you guys work.
Maybe.
Me, Nick, Sherry, Ashley, all different people to an extent, but there was always some small things that kind of connected us, whether it be, country living, shit like that we never really grew out of until, I think Sherry grew out of it a little bit into more of a suburban lifestyle. Nick stayed country, Ashley hit and misses depending on, what she's doing with her family. And I just like living in it. I'm not going to farm no fucking field or milk a cow, but
right.
I'll sure drive down a gravel road once in a while. I don't know if that really has anything to do with how people react with each other and everything, but for some reason, like just looking at my family and how siblings and everything, I talked to Sherry yesterday, so I get along with every one of my siblings individually. Yeah. Nick and I have a relationship. Sherry and I have a relationship. Ashley and I have a relationship. What their relationships are to each other, I'm not saying they're good. I'm not saying they're bad. It's not my place to talk about.
Gotcha.
I just know there are certain people who don't get along with certain people. Same with my parents. I'm not saying that their relationships with their siblings are good or bad. I'm just saying some of them don't like each other. Some of them like each other. It's just what it is.
Yep.
Not my place to put everyone's relationships out there into the world. It's just not, not my business. But there are problems, and I can admit that as, everyone's got family problems and everything. Everyone has issues with siblings. What was I talking about? I mentioned Nick.
People getting along.
Yeah. What did I talk to Nick about? Oh, hell's bells. See, that's my problem, man. I wander too far into something. I wander too far into an explanation of something, and I forget the actual point of the conversation.
Yeah. What was it? Did it have to do with getting along? Not getting along, but getting together. Getting together more frequently with everybody?
No, I was past that.
Oh.
I mean, I think I was going to circle back to that, but I was going to talk about something I talked about Nick with.
Oh, okay.
And for the life of me, I can't remember what the hell that was. But, anyways, so this is why I fucking hate. I don't even have Facebook open on my computer, and I'm still getting updates from Facebook on my computer. And I never know if the bleeping comes through in the recordings.
It does not. Well, if it does, it's not coming through to my ears.
Okay. Oh my God. And for those of you out there who listen to this show, who are part of the wrestling company I work with, which I think is a very small amount, I'm going to be really honest with you guys. You gossip and chat way too fucking much. Like, I am part of the wrestling company to kind of help with booking, and once in a while if somebody comes to ask my opinion on something, I'll share it with them. But I'm on a Facebook group that's supposed to be about wrestling. And half the time it's like, oh, I'm having a party. Hope to see you. It's like, motherfuckers, make a different chat. Because I want to leave the chat so badly. Because it's non-stop. Chatting and gossiping and bickering. I'm just like, guys, I'm tired of this phone vibrating every 10 minutes because somebody wants to send a fucking meme. It's like, I don't care. I also at one point felt like I was being isolated by the group, but maybe this is the reason why I'm isolated. Maybe I'm okay with being isolated. I really don't know.
You gotta start sending your own memes.
God, I should. It's like, you know what? Never mind. I'm okay being isolated. I'm going to go sit over here. Oh my God. I mean, congratulations on your guys' parties, but who fucking cares? Siblings don't get along. I can't say I've accepted it, but I guess I can accept it as a part of life, but I can't accept that it's a thing that's always going to be. I also believe a lot of it could be resolved by just communicating with each other, and I just don't feel that people want to do that.
Yep.
And I spent a good chunk of my time telling other family members not to be involved in other people's shit because their business isn't your business.
Mm-hmm.
And no matter how much I get asked about Travis, what are we going to do about so-and-so? I mean, the answer is always nothing because it's not my business. Why would I jeopardize my relationship with another family member by taking the side of another family member?
Right.
It's not my concern. They're not doing anything to affect my life. They're not doing anything to affect my way of living. They have problems with each other. They need to work it out. It's not for me to jump in the middle and say, listen, you realize, you're both wrong, or, hey, maybe, realize one of you is wrong, the other one's not.
Right.
That's not my place, because it's not my business, because I'm not the, czar, president, king of the family. I don't get to decide who does what.
Right.
That's not for me. I would love it if everyone in our family was at least civil enough to talk with each other from time to time. As proof of last week, or over the course of the last several years, life isn't forever.
Right.
And death is unexpected. It happens.
Even when it's coming, it's shocking every time.
Yeah.
Like, there's a person there, and then there's not.
Exactly. One of my favorite moments was being able to say bye to Papa Wayne before he passed away.
Yeah.
I was happy to do that. It freaked me out, because I can't remember, when did he pass away? Was that 18?
18. Yeah. September 1st, 2018.
Yeah. Before him, my last grandparent died in 2005. And I had family members that passed away in between there. Distant, like, uncles and distant cousins, and people I grew up with as a child, but again, I never really saw, because people don't want to get together.
Right.
It's, but that's, he's a step grandfather, but he's still, Grandpa Wayne.
Yeah.
That was the most emotional death I had since 2005, when my great grandparents both passed away within 2 days of each other.
Oh. I forgot about that. I forgot it was that fast.
I wish I could forget about it. Honestly, I wish I could forget about all the death. Man, I hate it so fucking much.
I hear you.
I get that, and I get that death is a part of life, and I know that's never going to change, and I can live with that, and I can accept that. I hate the fact that I have to live and accept it, but it's all part of growing up.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it was just so weird, just like I'm sitting there talking to him, and he's telling me stories as if nothing's wrong.
Yep.
Which is the one thing that pissed me off the most, is like, how can you guys tell me that this dude is dying when he seems fine?
Yeah. Better than ever for a couple of days.
Yeah. He's not sitting there moaning in pain. He's not complaining about his situation. He's not, his mind isn't wandering. He's coherent.
Yep. For the first time in 40 years, he gets to eat and drink whatever he wants, whenever he wants.
Yeah, it's like, this dude is laying here fine, telling me stories about, construction and his buddies. It's like I'm sitting there looking at him like, is this some sick fucking joke? And again, I'm like, well, okay, it's Joe's family. That would make sense.
I hope we're not that bad. My God.
No. It's just one of the things where it's like, there's no way. And then I think maybe like 2 or 3 days later, he passed away. I know it wasn't it was within a week, but I think it was like 2 or 3 days or something like that.
Yeah, I think the most not impressed, maybe not the right word, but like the story that really has stuck with me is I think it was Thursday, because I think he died Saturday morning. Mm-hmm. So Thursday, my cousin Sam finally makes it out, and they're talking, and he says, "Sam, what day is it?" And Sam says, "Thursday, Grandpa." And he goes, I think I got 1 day left in me. And then sure enough, Friday, he was just kind of out of it all day, in and out of it. And we were, giving a drip of morphine every once in a while to help him, just kind of be peaceful in his sleep. And then, Saturday morning at I think 4:30, that was it. And so it was just like he knew. And so he was just like, I'm going to get all the juice wasn't worth the squeeze for surgery, but I'm going to squeeze as much juice out of this moment as I can before I can't squeeze no more.
Yeah. And it reminds me, and hearing that, because I remember you talking about that, and I think it might have been you. We might have talked about it on the show. Doing this for 8 years, everything starts blending together, dude. I started listening to some of our old shows and shit. I'm back into season 2, and God, I don't remember half the shit we did. I really don't.
I will forget everything by later this afternoon.
it's just insane knowing that I was in November is going to be 8 years doing this, and we're on episode 298 right now. Recording. This is episode 298 we're recording right now. So we are behind by 100 episodes, but fuck it. We'll catch up. We could catch up if we wanted to. We just put out 10-minute episodes and shit like some people, but why do that? I remember hearing the story about my great grandparents, and my grandpa was in the hospital, not doing well, and they couldn't explain what was going on with him. But he was just I guess he was in a lot of pain, or he was in pain. I don't want to say a lot of pain. Yeah. But he was in pain. He was uncomfortable. And he just wanted to be home. He wanted to be home with his wife. Mm-hmm. And, while he was in the hospital, I believe my grandma had a stroke and passed away. Mm. And there's my great grandparents. So my grandma, their child, went to the hospital and told, grandpa that his wife's in heaven and that she's gone. And he had some smile of relief, or what's the word I'm looking for? I guess he was just happy that she wasn't in pain anymore.
Yeah.
Or whatever it was. And I guess, she passed away the next day. They went to the hospital and told him, and then the next day he just went. And our family believes he just had no need to hold on anymore. The biggest joke was Grandma got up to heaven and asked God, "Where's that at?" And God came and got him. Because Grandma never drove herself. Grandma never drove herself. Grandpa always drove her.
Wow.
So she couldn't go anywhere without him. So, but between that story, and Grandpa Wayne, it makes me want to get to a point where I know the end is coming. I don't want the unexpected death.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's it's the biggest motivators, but I don't know why I am so ignorant or so lazy that I can't make that reason the best motivation possible to get into better shape and better health. Because I know I've talked about it on these shows, is I don't want to have that unexpected death at an early age.
Right.
I'm 34 right now, and by all accounts, I should be one of the most unhealthiest motherfuckers in the world. 100%. Overweight, smoker, bronchitis, whatever. Fucking have it. I put a bag of dog food into the house the other day, and it was fucking hard to breathe and shit. There's a good chance I think I did have COVID, and it probably did fuck up my lungs.
Probably.
And that may not be something I could ever fix. I don't know. I could probably quit smoking and find out.
Mm-hmm.
And I probably should. But I want to live a while. I have nieces and nephews that I wouldn't mind seeing grow up. I wouldn't mind seeing them graduate high school. I wouldn't mind seeing them, be teenagers. I wouldn't mind calling them little assholes when they ran by.
Right.
You know, like I want those moments.
For sure.
You know, and it's just it's one of the things that make me feel like I'm so pathetic that the idea that I'm in a I can't even say healthy, but a situation where my health could dictate the fact that I won't live that long.
Right.
Like I said, I could die in my sleep. I could die in the shower. I could die recording this show.
True.
Just fall over, and that could be fucking it. And then we have an hour and 15 minutes of dead air because no one will be here to end the live stream.
Good Lord.
Literal
right.
dead air. But oh shit! Before we do anything else, guys, if you haven't had a chance, make sure you check out CarterComics.com. It's your one-stop shop for all your comic needs, whether they be graded or raw. Carter Comics has got them all. All you gotta do is go to CarterComics.com, preferably before you die. Fill up your cart with all their amazing comics, and you can use the discount code FREAKNET. That's FREAKNET. You'll save 10% on your entire order. Not just at their website, but there are 4 different eBay accounts that they have, and you can find links to all those at their homepage at CarterComics.com. Carter Comics is a proud sponsor of Freaknet Studios, This Freakin' Show, and Just Freakin' Wrestling, the JFW podcast.
Nice.
Yeah, I figured 40 minutes in, probably should mention it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why the fuck not?
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's really funny that it's, we're talking about dying, and then it's
right.
Before you do that, buy yourself a graded comic so that your heirs have something to fight over.
Right. Well, I did it because I wanted to make sure the check clears.
Right. No, I totally get it.
Which, again, yeah, thanks to our Carter Comics for making us, giving us more opportunities to do on the show. We've talked about before, but because of them, we're going to be able to do our cemetery vlogs this coming fall and everything. And I got the map planned out. I got the hotel stay all ready and everything. And it's CarterComics.com. We're able to afford to do stuff like that. And yeah, so make sure you guys show them how much you appreciate them by going and buying their amazing comics and supporting small local family-owned businesses.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I don't know, I'm gonna get away from death for a little bit. We talk about too much sadness. I talked to you a little bit at the wedding about planning future interviews and everything, and the simplest idea is just interviewing family members. So I'm excited to get that planned out and everything to try to get more, because I remember like when we started this new year, we were talking about the direction of the show and the plans that we were doing. And one of the things was to, first off, make sure we do a show every single week. Haven't done that. And to interview somebody at least once a month, and we haven't done that. But I know we could catch up. There's still time. I think we're 6 episodes behind this year.
Oh, not
But yeah, but we'll get caught up. Mainly because I want to get the 50 out, and I want to take the 2 weeks off at the end of the year. So I think what we're going to do, and we can let the audience know, is while we're on our trip for the cemetery vlogs and everything, we're going to record as we go. And we're going to release those road trip recordings during the month of October. So we're going to have 2 episodes a week during the Freaky Show series.
Nice. That's the way to do it.
Yeah, I mean, what we got? We got. Is there 5 weeks of October this year?
I honestly don't remember.
Man,
sounds right. Sounds right. But I know that's
4.
What it was like.
No, there's only 4. Yeah, there's only 4.
Yeah.
Which is fine. That means we'll get 4 additional episodes out. That means we're only 2 weeks behind. We just gotta find those fillers as we go forward. But yeah, so that means this October we're gonna have 8 episodes of this Freaky Show, but only 4 of them are gonna have stories. The other ones are just road trip banter. And then also 10 cemetery vlogs. So October is going to be a very packed month for this freaking show, and I'm really excited to do it. Now we got our 300th episode coming up in a couple weeks. I don't think we're really planning anything special for it. I really don't know.
I don't think so either.
We could see if GCR wants to come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have. He was our first guest, wasn't he? Yeah.
I think he was. Yeah.
Yeah, we can have him on. He's our first guest ever on this freaking show. We can have him come back. He said he wasn't. He said he wasn't busy.
Now's the time. Yep.
Yeah. So.
Sorry.
So yeah, we'll talk with him. We can have him come on and everything, and I don't know what we're gonna do, but we'll figure it out. We always do.
Mm-hmm.
Hell's bells. Joe, what are we freaking thinking about?
What am I freaking thinking about? That's a good question. What are you freaking thinking about? Let me turn it back on you, and then I'll have an answer when you're done.
Well, the biggest thing I'm thinking about, obviously, is we are here in the month of July, and we said to ourselves a couple episodes ago that July was going to be our new January for 2023 to start living those healthier lifestyles and all the other shit. And for some reason, life keeps throwing weird curveballs that prevents me from doing that.
Mm-hmm.
A majority of it is just my own personal laziness and motivations and stuff like that. But if last week or this past week taught me anything, is that we need to take care of ourselves in order to live healthier, to live better lives. And I talked to Ashley about gyms and working out and all this stuff like for a while now. And after everything that happened over the course of last week, I called her up and I was like, "Listen, I need somebody to keep me accountable and stuff." So she might join the gym with me and be like a workout partner and stuff like that. But I just want to start doing like little baby step things. Yeah. Biggest thing is, getting over the idea of not cooking because I just hate cooking so much. I hate, that's a lot. I like cooking. I hate doing dishes. Mm-hmm. So getting over the idea of, cooking, doing dishes and shit. But I want to get on track and I want to start doing better. I want to start being healthier. I want to lose the weight. I know it's doable. I just have to do it. And, thank God you're in, the same mindset I am. So we're able to do this together. Because I'm not sure if I said it on this show, but I did say it on the other show, is that I have a goal that if I could reach a healthy weight by my birthday next year, mm-hmm. and I'm capable of doing it, I will have one wrestling match next year. Nice. I don't want to get into a wrestling career. I don't want to have, monthly matches and stuff. I just want to have one decent wrestling match. And I told some people this, and I'm like, well, bro, you can have that match now. You can do that. It's like, I could, but I want to put on a good match. I want to put on an actual good wrestling match. I don't want to, do something where I run out of breath quickly. I'm just exhausted. I'm staggering around. I want to put on a legit wrestling match. I want to do legit wrestling moves. I want it to look like this dude can fucking wrestle.
Right.
I just want to have the one match. I just need one. If I can have one match, I'm happy. I achieved a childhood dream that I gave up on a long time ago, and I could just be happy. So I had this idea in May, so I was like, I have a year to do this. Well, now I got 10 months. So I just really want to get on track with it. And I really, really want to do better. And my biggest thing is I gotta stop fucking being lazy about it. It's my own thing. I am my own worst enemy, and I need to fix that. So that's what I've been thinking about. honestly for the last couple months, but mostly for the last few days was what schedule do I need to make in order to make it to the gym. And at the same time, it's like, I gotta, I want to make time to record JFW, this freaking show. Um, you'll be part of the wrestling company, but also I want to be able to go to the gym and work out and, sleep. I got to work on sleep. I got to find a way to rest better, which I think I found a couple things to find me to sleep easier. I think that's why I've been sleeping better the last couple of nights. I've been trying to tune and change a couple things that appears to be working. So, I guess I've just been thinking about me and what I need to do to be around a lot longer and everything, because the one thing that terrifies me the absolute most about death is knowing that I do believe one day you're going to have a child, Joe.
Yeah,
I do. And you and your wife are going to make great parents. 100%. It terrifies me that one day they're going to see a photo of me and ask me who that is. And you're going to have to explain to them that that's an uncle that's no longer around.
Yeah.
And that terrifies me with all of my nieces and nephews, especially the ones that I've met that may or may not remember me if I was to like pass away next week.
Right.
I don't know if they're going to be like, like, where's Uncle Travis? Somebody that who I don't know. I don't know when their coherentness and memories are going to click in. But I don't want to. I mean, because I did that shit with, like, I had an Aunt Sherry who passed away at 3 years old. And it's like I don't want to sit there and have my nieces and nephew wonder what it would be like to have Uncle Travis around now that he's not.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I want to change. And I think that's become my new motivation is I don't have kids of my own. Who knows if I ever will? Maybe, maybe not. I just don't know. But in the meantime, there are nieces and nephews out there that, could use a pretty cool uncle. And,
damn straight.
I'd rather not die before they can see that. So,
yeah.
So, did that give you enough time to figure out what you're thinking about?
Yeah, I think so. And then, of course, as soon as you asked, it flew right out of my head. Yeah, so I guess that I'm kind of freaking thinking about similar things. Not really about the death part of it as much, but like, trying to figure out. July has been the same for me. It's been kind of a wash. It's tough when your like first couple of weekends are weekends where you're going to go visit relatives and eat whatever they make, or whatever. And then also there's this last weekend I was on the road. I want to say not a lot compared to some people, but for me it was a lot of road time, a lot of windshield time. I want to say 9 or 10 hours I was driving this last week. In just a few days, because I had the wedding in Lafayette on Saturday, and then on Sunday I had one of my friends got ordained, and so I drove down to Westphalia, Indiana, which is like 3 hours south of Lafayette, and then back to Lafayette to sleep, and then back home Monday morning.
Yeah.
And when you're driving, like, you don't have time to make something healthy.
Mm-hmm.
I pretty much just whatever I found at the gas station that would keep me awake to make it home. That's what I bought.
Perfect example. Our Indiana trip.
Yeah, absolutely. Exactly.
12 hours in a car, and I think we had like beef sticks and cheese sticks and chips and coffee. Yeah. I think the healthy thing we had was bottled water.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I think was there cotton candy? Did you buy cotton candy?
I think I did. No, it was unicorn popcorn.
Yeah, okay, there we go. Yeah. So
easily the least healthy popcorn I've ever eaten.
Yeah, but I get that. It's like, dude, we spent almost 20 to 24 hours of driving in 2 days.
Yeah.
We're not really cooking anything up. But we should have stole some breakfast shit from the hotel.
Yeah, we should have.
God dang.
I'm thinking I'm thinking a lot of the same stuff. I'm going to be 33 in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
And It's just it's not that I'm running out of time. We're all running out of time always. Like that's the reality, right? But also because you don't know when your time's going to run out. There's no way to predict that, with any real accuracy. And so yeah, it's like, well, I'm going to be 33. It's time. It's time to get my shit together. I'd like to get the Eagles that everyone has, and I've always thought, like, before I get the Eagles, before I'm sitting in a chair with my shirt off for 5 hours, I would like to feel a lot more confident about sitting in a chair with my shirt off for 5 hours.
Same boat, bro. Same. I have the same conversation with Carl until I lose weight, because I guess the ink's there. I mean, they're all ready to go.
It's really good ink. I'm thinking about that. I also, for Grace's wedding, I bought some new suits for the wedding and ordination combo. I was like, I'm gonna be 33. It's time for me to buy suits that fit.
Yep.
Because I haven't had a suit fit me probably since I was in college, because that's the last time I bought a bunch of suits.
Yes.
And so, and there was something about putting on a suit that actually fits me that was like, oh my God, I can look good in clothes. What the fuck? And so it'd be nice to lose a couple inches around my waistline. I don't need a ton. I'm not worried about, like, I don't have a image of myself as being fat, but ever since I had COVID last year, I have struggled to, like, do things. It's hard to make myself go out and go for a walk. Once I'm walking, I'm fine. Yeah. But I really can't run like I did before I had COVID. I can't, I get tired a lot faster than I used to. And so it's taking a lot longer, and I'm getting older, so it's going to take even longer. And so like, if I don't start working on it now, you're going to run out of time. Not going to be able to work on it at all. So exactly, and it's tough because I've got so many relatives who I've watched physically deteriorate over the years and gone, like, oh, if you had just done this 10 years ago. And now I'm at the point where I'm like, I'm at that right now is 10 years ago from that. Yep.
Oh, so, yeah, it's, dude, yeah, and I said, that's why, like, I like the idea of us doing this together.
Yeah, agreed.
Because we have individual goals, individual ideas of what we want, but we collectively want to do the same thing. We just want to be healthier and be better.
Absolutely.
I don't want to buy bigger clothes. I don't. And
right.
luckily,
that's why I put it off for so long. I was like, I'm planning to lose 50 pounds. I'm not going to fucking buy a suit if I'm going to lose 50 pounds.
You're right. Yeah, that's what I think. I think all I keep thinking to myself is, like, I could get rid of these clothes because I don't fit anymore, but one day I'm going to fit anymore. And fit in them. I was like, when, Travis? When are you going to fit into these fucking clothes that you haven't worn because they just don't fit you? I wear 3 pairs of jeans, but I own 30 pairs of jeans.
Eesh.
But maybe 20. Maybe I get 20 pairs of jeans. But I got 3 or 4 pairs of jeans that I wear all the time. These are the only ones that fit. But all the other ones, I can't get rid of them because I might fit in them again if I lose the weight.
Right.
And it's like, I'm just like, so far, plus I haven't had to buy bigger shirts or anything like that. But if I don't change, I'm going to fucking have to. Yep. And I don't want to buy fucking clothes because I have dozens of outfits that I could easily fit into. And the only thing I want to buy brand new is underwear that I'm going to need to fit into because I lost weight.
Right.
That's it. But jeans, shirts, and everything, it's like I don't want to go out and buy bigger I don't want to buy the next X. Screw that.
Yeah, I feel you.
But
so I'm thinking about that, and it's, my 8th anniversary is coming up in 2 days as we record. Mm-hmm. So it's just, there's milestones. We're passing milestones, and I'm going, I am ready to work on me for my own sake. I don't want to. I have tried wanting to do it for other people, and it just doesn't work for me. And so I'm just, it's time to do it for me. And for me personally, like, that's just how I feel about it. for myself, my own journey. And, there's something about, I put on those suits last weekend and I was trying on, like, what am I going to wear? What am I going to, which one am I going to wear to the wedding? Which one am I going to wear to the ordination? And, put them on. I felt good about myself. And I'm like, it would be nice to feel this way all the time because I finally fucking, and like the crazy thing is for me is I just got to walk more. I just got to stop eating like an asshole. Like, I really liked the interview that I had to drop off of with I've forgotten his name. I feel bad about it, but the guy from who wrestles who's older.
DDP?
No. We had on the show.
Oh, Freiberg.
Yeah, Freiberg. Thank you.
Freiberg. Yeah. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I really liked. He was just like, I made really simple, easy changes, and all of a sudden, everything started working. So yeah, that's what I want for me.
Yeah,
so.
That's the thing, man. It's I sit here and I hear all this shit about like all you gotta do is watch what you eat and walk more, and you read all these things like if you just walk 20 to 30 minutes a day, it makes a world of fucking difference, and it's like.
It's tough to walk 30 minutes a day.
It's so simple. Like I have a Fitbit to monitor my fucking steps, and yet I don't monitor my fucking steps. So we're gonna do something. We're gonna do something right now. I'm putting you on the spot, Joe.
Yeah.
We're doing it. We're doing this right now before we end the show.
Sure.
Okay. Is part of your goals to lose weight, healthier lifestyle, is working out involved in
it? In the long run, yeah.
Okay. Do we want to go back to doing the waking up in the morning and working out and keeping each other accountable?
Sure. Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay. When are we doing that? Monday, Wednesday, Fridays?
Perfect.
Okay, what time? You pick. As long as I am completed with my workout by 6:30 so I can jump in the shower and get to work. So gotcha. I could be up by 5:45 if that works.
Perfect. That'd be perfect.
All right. Cool. So 5:45 Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Okay.
And we'll just keep it kind of. We'll make sure we reach out to each other on Monday, Wednesday, Fridays to wake up to work out and stuff. And we'll just maybe touch base on like what we're eating, and I know I got my Fitbit app set up for my caloric deficit on what I should be eating compared to what my body should have, so I can lose weight and everything. Mm-hmm. I got that all set up. I just gotta make food. I gotta commit to buying food. But I know the biggest thing is just having the motivation to do the workout. So if I work out because then that works out perfectly. If I do Monday, Wednesday, Friday mornings with you, I can do the DDP yoga. And then Tuesday, Thursdays, and maybe one weekend out of the, 1 weekend day out of the weekend, I go to the gym.
Nice.
Yeah. Cool.
I love it.
We're going to do this. We're going to help each other change for the better.
Sounds good.
And then we're going to go get those ego tattoos together.
Oh, perfect. That sounds great.
Yeah, that's our goal. That's going to be my goal with you. I want to be able to get that. See, the thing is, though, you're probably going to be ready to get them before I will. Because like I said, I got to lose a shit ton of fucking weight. So whenever you're ready, feel free to go get them. Don't wait for me. But because I wouldn't want you. I don't want to say, hey, Joe, I know you're ready now, but give me 9 more months. Fuck that. Fair. Now, when you're ready, you get your tattoos. But I want that to be our new goal now to get to.
Well, what I could do is I could get the outlines whenever I'm ready to get them, and then I'll just wait and get the color.
Oh, sweet. Perfect. Yeah,
we're gonna work out.
Yeah, we're gonna do this. So we're on July 15th. We're halfway through July. We're 15 days behind. Well, technically we're 7.5 months behind, but whatever.
Yeah.
Our lives start today.
Perfect.
Our lives start today. We're gonna have healthier lifestyles. We're going to do better. We're gonna stay on track, keep each other accountable. Just maybe once a month we'll just kind of fill in like on the show or whatever like that. But every week we'll just keep each other on check. If you fail, you fail. Yeah. It happens. But it's one thing to fail and pick yourself back up than just say, oh, fuck, I had this cookie. Well, screw it. I'm done.
Right. For sure.
Yeah. So, awesome. Great show. Good job, Joe. I appreciate you. You crushed it as always. I'm glad that I'm glad we got through some emotional conversations here that I think I definitely needed. And I do appreciate that, and I appreciate those who tuned in and listened. And you can catch more of our shows wherever you listen to your podcasts. iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Podbean. Just search This Freakin' Show. Make sure you do subscribe and rate, review our podcast. Make sure you check us out on YouTube at Freakin' Studios. Make sure you do subscribe, hit the notification bell, because there's some videos coming. And I failed to mention yet, but while me and Joe are out doing the cemetery vlogs, I'm gonna purchase some hot sauces, and we're gonna do like a hot style. What the hell is that show called?
Hot Ones.
Hot Ones. A Hot One style video. Where we're gonna try 6 different hot sauces and 2 barbecue sauces, and they're always gonna range from weak to terrible. We're going to put that video out too. But me and Joe are going to work on putting out more videos for you guys and everything, because I am very happy with the way our YouTube and even our downloads on our show are growing. I appreciate you guys coming in, continue to come in and everything. I'm definitely very happy about that. That we're going to start doing more stuff for you too as well. So make sure you follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and of course YouTube. YouTube, Freakin' Studios. Make sure you check it out. We do appreciate that. So guys, that's all I got. So, as always, I am Trevister.
And I'm Cartoon Joe.
And thank you for listening to another episode of This Freakin' Show. We're out.